The White House has hosted Danish and Greenlandic officials this morning as Trump again insists the US needs the self-governed territory for national security. We'll hear from our correspondent in Washington, Ben Knight. Ben, good morning. So what do we know about this meeting that's just happened?
Well, it's really the first time that Denmark and Greenland have had a chance to sit down with the White House and thrash out what's been really tense and kicking around for over a year now. In fact, much longer has Donald Trump been talking about the desire to take Greenland and make it part of the United States. So it was a high-level meeting, the foreign ministers of Denmark and Greenland meeting with the Secretary of State and the Vice President of the United States. And after the meeting, I think they probably ended up pretty much where they began. Certainly there was what the Danish Foreign Minister still calls fundamental differences over the future of Greenland. What they've agreed to is to set up a high-level working group aimed at trying to see if Denmark and Greenland can give the United States what it wants in terms of security needs without crossing what the Danish Foreign Minister calls Denmark's red lines, and certainly Greenland's red lines as well. Greenland as recently as yesterday saying, look, if you're going to make us choose, if we were to choose right now, we would choose Denmark over the United States. Donald Trump, even as they were heading to this meeting, was still piling on the pressure on social media. He put out a post this morning saying that the United States needed control of Greenland for security purposes. He says if we don't, Russia or China will, and that can't happen, and saying that anything less than US control of Greenland was unacceptable. So, well, he certainly didn't get that out of this morning's meeting. The Danish Foreign Minister said, look, it was a chance to try to take down the temperature. Here's some of what he had to say after the meeting.
It's clear that the President has this wish of conquering over Greenland. We made it very clear that this is not in the interest of the kingdom. We want to work with our American friends and allies, but it must be respectful cooperation and it must respect the red lines.
So that was the Danish Foreign Minister speaking there. He had a couple of other things to say. Basically, one of the things, look, security cooperation between NATO and Denmark and Greenland and the United States has been going on for years. He pointed out that during the Cold War, there were 17 NATO bases in Greenland and 10,000 troops. Now there are 200 troops and one base. And if the United States wants to come back and put more in, basically the door is open. So really you've got a working group that's being put together to try to achieve something that could readily be achieved anyway. And Donald Trump certainly doesn't sound like, as he said this morning, anything less than US ownership is unacceptable. So it remains that stalemate.